A-E-1 short.
What's up, I'm Yoshi T.
I'm Seb. We both went to LaGuardia High School. We were all in band together, all have immigrant parents, and we were all raised in New York.
Everybody's put me onto so much music, you know. That's probably the main thing, with just like kind of opening my mind to just so many different worlds. I feel like my creative process a lot of the times is kind of waiting for that spark, you know. There's no ego, I feel like, when we're making it. You know, after we're like, oh, you know, like I had the best verse for sure, or whatever, you know. This is
At some time,
Somewhere for AT1 Radio. Let's go. I was born in LA, and me and my family moved to, the whole reason why was because my dad was working at a sushi restaurant called Sasabune in LA, and so, you know, I'm like stumbling around like 15 years old, like trying to figure out how to like wait tables, spilling beer everywhere, and, you know, like not knowing what fish this is. And it's all like, it was all omakase only.
my pops always worked on his own pretty much. When he first came to his country, it was like he worked for some contractor, did tiles, but he always wanted to have his own thing, you know? So he started his own like tiling business that turned into a contracting business. So I grew up like there's a videos of me like 16 like putting tiles down in some pizzeria by 42nd Street. We both went to LaGuardia High School. It's a performing arts school right across the street from Lincoln Center and down the block from Juilliard. And we both went for instrumental. I played saxophone. Yoshi played clarinet. We were all in band together with we all like leading from that. We all have immigrant parents, and we were all raised in New York. So it definitely, we have a unique like personality amongst all of us. We grew up together. I mean, in high school, after school, we were just in New York. Like,
you know what's crazy though is, aside from the five of us, you know, we had a lot of really close friends, and still do, from LaGuardia times, and most of them were immigrant kids too. I feel like the immigrant backgrounds, just like the diverse backgrounds that like kind of like make up WHATMORE, definitely comes out in a lot of different ways. I think everyone has very different musical upbringings before we met each other, and I feel like we kind of connected on music, kind of like I feel like we kind of curated what we like together almost.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, for sure.
Starting with hip hop and then jazz, and kind of diving back to soul and, you know, R&B stuff.
That's why I think the album is so unique, because it's
yeah.
I feel like you can't really pinpoint like a genre really.
Yeah, so when we go in and, you know, when we finish making what we have as a project, we're not done with it, but it definitely shows like the jumbled influences that we have, but we all have a very similar, we could speak in the same language of music, you know? So like we kind of like lend that skill, and kind of like let's go into the indie world, let's go into the R&B world, let's go into that rap, let's go into rap, you know, whatever. My verses definitely are just like giving a lot of Seb-isms, as you would say. And I mean, Jackson has influenced and impacted me so much in like the packaging of a song or a project, just what the visuals are going to look like, and how does that correlate with what the cover art looks like, and how does that correlate with the spelling of the title, what the title is, and, you know, just like really being like someone that really looks at that stuff. And that's like, I mean, yeah, he's been saying all that stuff since like I started making music, you know, when I was like, it's all about the music, you know. And then, but it's not like I'm not like compromising anything or my art for that. It's honestly just making it like stronger, you know. And I've learned to just take full creative strides in those worlds, and it's really fulfilling, honestly. I feel like my creative process a lot of the times is kind of waiting for that spark, you know. I can't think of an idea and like realize it, you know, using instruments and everything, all my skills, you know. So, you know, naturally, like some days it doesn't come, and you know, some days it does come, and some days it comes, but you're feeling like you can't write anything over it, or you know, some days a great beat, some days a great verse comes, but the beat is bad, or whatever. You know, there's like a lot of different combinations. But honestly, I would probably say this summer, the beginning of this summer, was kind of like my first long stint of just no creativity or none of this happening. You know, basically all of June, I was trying to make more singles for this year and just kind of like figure out where the rest of the year is going to go and what it was going to sound like. And yeah, like I was just in a slump, honestly. Like not a lot of things were coming to me, not a lot of ideas, not a lot of, you know, like I don't know. And it was pretty like stressful. It was starting to make, like, I was like, for the first time feeling like, you know, in July I'm like, I feel like I'm burning out right now. You know, is this what it feels like when like you don't want to do music for a little bit? You know, like it was kind of like I was like forcing myself to go to the studio, forcing myself to go to the computer and just like try to get ideas out, try to get any melody out, a verse, you know. But honestly, like really looking back, I just really didn't have anything to say. And honestly, like almost coincidentally, we were talking about one more kind of just, you know, maybe we should make a project, you know, maybe there's some label interest, whatever. So literally in the midst of my just block, we went up to the Poconos, Jackson's family's home, to like for 3 days, because I think it was because Jackson was going on tour with Laura Elliott and you were going to go to Sicily, and
Yeah.
Cisco had something. It was like, oh, we have to do this now, or you know. So we went up for 3 days, and it was honestly like something I've never done before. We've never all made music.
Yeah, together. All five of us together.
Yeah, all five of us present.
Yeah.
You know, with one collective goal, and it honestly just started, and then it didn't stop for the next 2 days. It was insane because I was so inspired, and it was so inspiring, and it was so much easier. It felt so natural because, you know, you're not the only one coming up with the concept of the song. You're not the only one producing it. You're not the only one playing the instruments. You're not the only one thinking of verses and hooks and backup vocals and things of that sort, you know. So that was crazy. It was like,
we definitely banked off of each other a lot, like with everything. Like, even like with like lyrics. So it was like,
Yep.
Let me see what you're writing.
yeah, and we wanted to just go and not really look back. So that kind of gave an incentive to just not think about it and just try to get your best idea out.
Yeah.
We'll sort it later. Let's move on. So that was like really cool. And I feel like we all like figured out our place. Like I was kind of doing more of the melodic hook stuff, even though I'm mainly rap, you know? And Cisco, who mainly sings usually, was rapping a lot.
He was rapping.
And Seb was kind of creating the meat, like filling in the context of each song, you know, like kind of like connecting the hook and the other verses together. And Jackson was playing a whole bunch of instruments, and yeah, it was really inspiring, honestly. And seeing everyone like shine and like kind of like seeing what we thrive in was really cool. And honestly, since then, it was just like we have a whole album now together. And I feel like that gave me a battery in my back to just like keep, I don't know, just like a new context on making music and like what it means, and just like, yeah.
I feel like before, like the first time we went up, we didn't really even know what kind of music we were gonna be making. We went in blind.
I was kind of scared. I was like, yo,
me too. I was like, what is gonna happen? But it happened for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
And then going up the second time, we have that format pretty much. Yeah. And we knew like what kind of songs we wanted to.
And like how can we switch up the format, you know?
Yeah.
And like that. Yeah.
Make it unique, yeah.
Facts. You learn so many amazing skills, and you see people that are so good at it, and I'm just like, wow, like that's crazy, you know, how people could do that. And I feel like we all probably have some similar experience with that, you know. And so when we come together, we have that vocabulary, but we also have that excitement of like we've never done this with all of us. So
and we each have our own sound too.
Yeah,
exactly. So to be able to put it all together.
Yeah. And honestly, like, yeah, we just like talk through like, oh yeah, this should be about this, and then like
sometimes it went in a different direction, but
sometimes it goes in a bunch of different places, and we have to like go back and fix those lyrics, and really just like hit the board with it. But yeah, I don't know. And there's no ego, I feel like, when we're making it. After we're like, oh, like I had the best verse for sure or whatever, But like when we're making it, it's no ego. So like, if I'm like, yo, Seb, like you should like get rid of some words.
Yeah.
And like, or we should switch that up, or you should sing it note differently, or we should take this melody that you wrote and like move it to this section and let's see how it sounds,
We're definitely pushing ourselves too. Because it's like some of these songs, like if I would have heard like say the beat like before we even did any WHATMORE things, like I would be like, I don't know how to get on this. But the fact that we're all together, it really like it's like the glue.
I feel that too.
Makes something crazy.
Yeah. Everybody's put me onto so much music, That's probably the main thing, like just like kind of opening my mind to just so many different worlds and pockets of music that like is just like the inspiration for everything, like just being inspired by music that you hear every day.
AE1 Sort.
At Sometimes Somewhere is produced by Audio Technica for AT1 Radio. It is recorded at AT1 Studio at Technica House, New York. Follow AT1 Radio and Audio Technica USA on all social media platforms. Thanks for listening.